mobility warm-up goes, this little thing, called my pain board. But it is the only tool I've ever found that I actually can use to dig into myself enough to actually get out of pain or just relieve like general tightness. And it is a miracle worker on my back. I will link it somewhere in my Amazon that you guys can find through my Beacons page. But yeah, this thing is fantastic. Training bench and upper body today. So heavy bench, chest, shoulders, triceps, and a little bit of upper back work. So I start all my workouts with this for my back because it's always my trouble spot. Look. And even when I'm training lower body, again, your back kind of gets hit no matter what kind of workout you're doing. Whether it's upper body training, lower body training, cardio, calisthenics, Pilates, what have you. Just walking around in your normal work life, that kind of thing. Builds up a lot of tension. This is how I take care of mine. Basically, the whole idea behind this is just find the trouble muscles, put a lot of pressure into it, and then just move that muscle through its range of motion. It's a great way, like the pressure kind of like pinches down the tissue, and then moving the muscle through its range of motion kind of drags the tissue across that pressure point. It's kind of just giving yourself a really intense massage. Yeah, we're gonna do a little bit of pec mobility, and then we're gonna get to benching. Also, don't ever be this person. Don't bury the small plates underneath the big plates, man. Like, 45s are the hardest ones to move. These ones, easy as shit to move. Instead of putting the big plate over the fucking small plates, just put these ones back away on the weight trees where they belong. God damn it. It's kind of just a good self-habit to get into. Big believer in try to leave every place that you come through a little bit better than how you found it. Also, the good comp bench is taken, so I'm going to be kind of jerry-rigging the bench press setup in here best I can. Not ideal for the heavy bench day, but make it work. But one of the most common questions I always get asked when it comes to working out is how to treat your warm-ups. When it comes to the bigger movements, which I always do at the beginning of my workouts, barbell-based movements, or like your heavier compound, like leg presses, machine presses, that kind of stuff, I always start with the apparatus completely empty. Just move through the range of motion. Start at 0 and take a few jumps up from there to your working weight that you got planned for the day. So barbell movements, I always start with an empty barbell. And then machines, I always start with that at the lowest setting. It might seem a little silly, but yeah, start from there if it's gonna be your first movement of the day. And then aim for, I don't know, on your heavier stuff, anywhere from 3 to 5 decent jumps up to your working weight. Once you're warmed up from your first movement though, you can take bigger jumps on your secondary and tertiary movements and whatnot. The Iron Layer spoils us. Well, Iron Layer, Apex, North Carolina, fucking kick-ass gym. But they spoil us with this kick-ass ghost competition bench. Yeah, I already did the empty barbell, so from here I'm just gonna do single plate jumps. Planned working weight's gonna be like 390, 395-ish. Maybe a little heavier if I'm feeling good. We're aiming for anywhere of sets of like 3 to 6. So we'll see how we're feeling coming off a 12-hour shift from earlier today. But yeah. Another thing you'll notice too here, I'm not doing feet up on the bench this entire time. It's just kind of how I treat my warm-ups. I'll put my feet down on the ground once I'm actually heavier, more weight on the bar than how much I weigh. So I'll put my feet down on 225, and then I'll throw on my wrist straps for 315. And then from there, then we'll do like the full effort setup in terms of like the full bracing, really high arch, really strict with the tempos and the sort, but kind of just blow through the warm-ups pretty quickly until we're anywhere over like 70-ish%. My buddy Ryan introduced a little game I had never thought to play. Somebody he learned from his grandma apparently, of taking the Bible, and I kind of like coined it as Bible roulette, where you just flip to a random page and then randomly put your finger on a passage and read it. And it was me, him, and my buddy Troy. We did that for a few rounds, and idea is once you read the passage, kind of meditate on it and think about it as far as like how it is applied to your life. It's kind of a group form of prayer in a sense, but yeah, that was really cool. Something I might have to start instantiating a little bit more often. So yeah, thanks for that idea, Ryan. Yeah, as far as my upper body workouts go though, pretty much always one big heavy pressing movement. Come from the powerlifting background, so it's kind of hard for me to just want to give up my barbell bench press stuff. But as far as setting up your own upper body workout, it does not have to be barbell bench press. It can be a machine press, it can be heavy dumbbell presses, but it's some kind of multi-joint movement that I can load heavy as hell. Always found that to be the best stimulus for my chest. Freaking graduated high school at like 165, 170. Bird chested as a motherfucker because I never barbell pressed, and I put on probably 30 pounds my freshman year of college, and my chest blew the fuck up just from starting to train heavy barbell presses. So I swear and die by these when it comes to chest training. But this is my heavy day, so I'm kind of doing my competition style powerlifting bench, pausing the first rep and then just doing touch and goes on the second, third. You got it? Oh, yeah. Appreciate it, though. So is this an extra one, or?
Oh, yeah, I think it's the same one. I took it from here.
Oh, no, you're good if you want to keep that one on you. We got 3 over here now, so appreciate it, man. Also, if you're someone who just throws on headphones and keeps to your fucking self in the gym, hey, whatever floats your boat, but my favorite things about the gym is just chatting with people, making friends, seeing how everybody's doing, seeing what they're working, shooting the shit. Community is great. But yeah, I still care about being at least moderately strong. So I still keep barbell presses in rotation on a regular basis. Now we're over 315, so I'll throw the wrist straps on for the first time. I'm not wrapping them tight as hell, but something I see people, crossing please. Something I see people fuck up all the time when it comes to wrist wraps is, like, this one is wrapped properly. There's overlap over onto my hand, then across the wrist, and then re-wrapping at the base of the joint. So most of the overlap is right where your wrist would bend. And you'll see if I just relax my hand, it kind of like flexes my fingers into that grip that I want to do with the stacked wrist position while I'm pressing. Versus what most people do is they'll just wrap all around the base of their wrist and their hand can still move completely fine. Don't do that. Use the thumb loop. I just grab it in my palm, and then I reverse wrap the wrap onto my opposite hand, and then I go right at the base of the pinky knuckle, base of the thumb knuckle for half of the wrap, and then I go half a wrap down just below the base of the wrist and finish off the wrap there. Nice and snug. Thumb loops out of the way, and now I have this cast that's like closing my hands around the bar and pushing my hand into that stacked wrist position. That's what you want for your wrist wraps. Little arch through the upper back, gonna get up on your upper traps, and then reinforce that with a little bit of leg drive. I'll lower these hooks down one. And you know you're in a good gym too. And you don't even have to put on headphones. They're just playing good heavy fucking music. Rock and heavy metal is not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. But one thing I cannot stand in gyms is just playing like low level, like, hip hop music, more like just chill and vibe kind of music. Maybe that works for some people, but I love like the music that you can just feel in your body. So there's a line where it gets a little too heavy. It just sounds like people bashing pans to the wall, but something heavy. You can feel the vibrations in your spine kind of music. Godsmack isn't quite that heavy, but good. Spit. We're going in the gyms where they're like playing like real, like, I've been in gyms where they're playing like smooth jazz or like real low key, like R&B kind of stuff, it's like, what are we doing? We're not here to like relax and just hang out. Like, we're here to work hard and challenge our bodies. Play something that kind of matches that kind of energy. It doesn't have to be like metal, hard rock. But I'm a little bit of an EDM head, so something with a heavy bass, just something with a moderately fast tempo. It's got a little bit of a kick behind it. Just, well, chef's kiss. Now, this will be the last warm up, so I'll just do it for a single, and then we'll get into the actual working sets. It's not bad at all. Oh God, peak middle school era. Breaking Benjamin, rip my fucking heart out of my chest kind of music. Ah, it's okay. Dare we try 405? For funsies, why not? See how many reps we can hit 405. I haven't touched that weight in a good little while. Do I? I do. Oh. I break these out every now and again. Kind of on the tail end of the block, so a little bit of smelling salts, a little bit of ammonia. Extra oh. This bottle for almost 2 years. It's still strong as hell. Mistakes were made. My headphones are fucking dead. I'm not gonna like just crash to burn with it. Like if I just get stuck in the middle of the rep,
I got you.
Then yeah.
Go ahead now.
Yeah. Oh, I won't need a lift off. Okay. Just sometimes I'll get stuck like right in the middle of the range of motion. So it'll be safer than sorry. Ooh.
It's all you. Come on. Good. Come on. Up.
Grab. Yep. Oh. Yeah, I'll take 2.5. That's 3-ish.
You got a little more than halfway. That's why I was like, I saw you pushing more. That's why I didn't want to touch it.
Well, that's what I mean, man. It's that mid transition to the lockout that I get stuck on.
I mean, the fact that you're even benching from fucking right here is disgusting. Fuck that.
The back of the powerlifter days, man.
Right here. That's it.
I know. That's later in the week when I do close grip.
My chest is fucking. Well,
Yeah.
give me again, let me know.
I'll be good. I just wanted to touch 405 again. So, thank you, man.
Next week, that's the easy work.
Yeah, easy. Totally. I didn't almost die. Yeah. See, that's what I mean about the gym, man. It's just so easy to chat with people, make friends, shoot the shit, just have a fun time. It's one of the things I think people rob themselves on so fucking much. They just keep to themselves and they don't realize how enjoyable of a process lifting weights can be. Sense of community and whatnot. So we're all here trying to do the same thing. Get better, get stronger, improve our mental state. Yeah, I got a little over ambitious because I wanted to touch 405 again. Haven't done that weight in a while. So, still being able to do reps with it. It's a win for the day. I was only supposed to go up to like 385, 390, but we adjust accordingly. Another thing that people don't really consider for training too is it's okay to miss sets in the gym. Sometimes just going for it is a good thing. I'm on the tail end of a block anyways, so I'll do like one more heavy week and then I'll deload and rotate to some new workouts. So it's every time to fuck around and push it a little harder than you normally should. It's at the tail end of a block. Doing that every single week though, don't do that. You're just gonna over fatigue yourself and fuck up the progression for the overload throughout the program. But yeah, we'll count that as the first working set. We'll do 2 more heavy sets around like 385-ish, maybe back down to 365 after this next one, depending on how we feel. But yeah, it's one of the most important things that I try to instill in my clients. Now this stuff, it's supposed to be fun. You're supposed to enjoy it. And having that community element where you just engage with people, make friends, crack jokes, shoot the shit, talk about what you're doing for your workouts, what you're trying to accomplish, makes it so much more enjoyable, so much richer. You'll meet some of the most amazing people in your life just from building your community in the gym. It's magical, I'm telling you. The thing is, I wanted to see if I couldn't stay at least within that 36 rep range on the 405, just because it's 405, based on principle. Gotta go for it, right? Yeah, dumb idea, but this is the plan working way for the day, so try to match that 3 to 6 rep range. Now we're gonna err on the lower end of the range, but yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys can hear it through the mic, but I see Pierce the Veil. Oh, my inner emo boy is so happy right now. I'll tell you how many times I screamed my heart out to this song, driving up and down the coast of Florida. Three is good. 3 is plenty. Kind of the idea I structure my training. Like the first movement of the day is kind of always going to be more strength based. It's going to be in that mediumish rep range of anywhere of like 4 to 8s at the most. Because I'm loading them heavy as hell. So definitely not purpose specifically for hypertrophy by any means. That's what secondary movements and the accessories are going to be for in a minute. They're going to be more in those 10 to 15, even 20 rep ranges. But big heavy compound shit, especially if it's a barbell free weight based movement, I tend to keep those anywhere from sets of 3 to 8. And I'll drop down to like singles, doubles, triples if I'm ever peaking for a powerlifting meet. But that world is behind us at this point. Who knows if I'll ever step onto a powerlifting platform again? Probably not, but still here to be jacked and strong, right? What matters the most. And, you know, loving that we're still blessed enough to be able to lift weights. You know, given one vehicle to go through your entire life. Take care of it, but not only take care of it, develop it, craft it into something that you're proud of, something that you could thrive in, something that you love to be in every single day. Brings so much richness to your life. It makes everything you do better. Between work, relationships, personal life, hobbies, just basic existing. Takes your baseline from the average and just elevates it the more and more you develop it. I can't express how much value that can add to your life. It's something that I really wish everyone could experience. Not everyone can experience it. It's just something that I wish everyone would experience it. It's probably the biggest thing that I care about sharing with the world. I started lifting when I was 11 years old and turned my life around. I was 11 years old in middle school, but I found it really early. And the lessons that I've learned from it, the habits that I picked up from it, and the opportunities that it's opened me up to over the years and years. It's just something magical. That's why I'm so passionate about it, because I know the way that it can change people's lives. I feel like that's kind of my purpose on this planet, is to share that with as many people as I possibly can, so that they can take that richness and that beauty to everything else that they do in their lives. Yes, it is that deep. Hashtag more than just lifting weights. But most important thing, you wreck your fucking weights. Leave every place you go, if not at the very least in the same condition, a little bit better than the way you found it. Maybe I was walking through earlier, and there's some younger kids, say kids, I'm 27 fucking years old, but you know, teenage crowd who haven't quite learned that gym etiquette yet. Guy finished benching and just threw his weights right on the floor, and just walking by, you know, I'm right there anyways, just 2 seconds, grab it, throw it on the rack real quick, gets it out of other people's way, helps the gym get a little bit cleaner, a little bit more orderly, and you know, kind of just helps build that gym culture for people to respect the space, respect the equipment, and God, it costs me nothing. 2 seconds of my time. It's a good lesson to kind of just take into everything you do in life, is if everywhere you go, you just leave things slightly better than you found it, people are gonna fucking love you. You don't do it expecting something in return. You do it just because it's a good thing you can do right in your immediate area that costs you nothing. Imagine what kind of world we'd be in if everybody just did a little bit of that every day, everywhere they go. So small things every day that fucking change the world. That's the heavy stuff for the day. Now we're gonna get into more of the bodybuilding accessories, hypertrophy focused accessories, with some incline machine presses, machine shoulder flies, some tricep push downs with a long handle, and if I got time, it's like 9 p.m. I gotta get to sleep and be up at 4, but do a little bit of upper back accessories, some lat pull downs, call it a day. Yeah, like I mentioned for these, I already warmed up doing my heavy barbell stuff, so I'm just gonna jump straight to the working weight that I know I used for the previous week. Go from there. There you go. No, you're good, man. You're good. Don't worry about it. You're good. Not my space. Not my gym. Yeah. I love this machine though. Little foot pedal to assist on the up. You can just treat this the same form as my bench press. Pinch the shoulders down, get a slight arch of the upper chest, and then keep the elbows slightly tucked. They're 45, 60 degrees out from the body. Get a good stretch through the pecs. And kind of squeeze your elbows together in the front. I don't know what brand this is, but one of the best chest press machines I've ever used. And adjustable on the handles. I got the little foot pedals to get the weight out from the bottom. You know, it's not that awkward having to shrug it out to get it actually racked into the position to start the lift. But also, got a little pin on the back to where it can either be a bilateral movement, the weight's connected to both sides, so you're kind of equally stable pressing with both arms, or you can unhook it and each side of the weight is loaded independently on each arm. It's really kick-ass, spin. You're good, man. Don't worry about the camera, bro. It's not my space. No point getting fucking hung up and pissed off. People walking in front of the camera in a public area. Absolute weirdest thing for people to have a pet peeve about a public gym space. Just be happy the gym even allows you to record. There are plenty of gyms that don't let you record at all. That's gonna be young men though. They're courteous about it though. I'd love to see it. Thank God the music is bumping tonight. My headphones being dead. But most of these songs I know, and I kind of just sing along with them all the time. Check out. It's got a good crew too, good energy. Bunch of bros just here to lift some weights, you know. So like the way my split is set up, I train 3 times a week, but I rotate through 4 workouts. So I just do upper body, lower body, back and forth. I train Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So whenever I'm training upper body, I just include my upper back stuff in it too. But I did a video on that pull down technique just the other week. But it's probably my favorite way to do it. I got a bunch of handles and attachments and stuff that I look forward to playing with over the next few training blocks. But he's always an oldie but a goodie. Sometimes the classic stuff that's been working for everybody for fucking years just might be the best option. But I'm also not really worried about that my back can pull way more than my forearms can hold on to. I don't really have a reason to train my grip strength because I'm not competing in powerlifting, and I pull tuck grip through powerlifting anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna throw on the straps for my upper back work. If ever I'm worried about getting my forearms stronger, I'll do like weighted holds and carries and forearm curls and the sort. But it's a back exercise, not a forearm exercise. Why let your forearms be the limiting factor? But see the way that I do these, again, emphasis on scapular elevation and then depression. Every single rep. I'm not heaving with my body to assist. All the motion comes from the shoulder. I just lean back a little bit as the weight's coming down. Let me squeeze my back a little bit better towards the end of that range of motion. This feels better. I really exaggerate the shrug up though, to try to get as much of a stretch through the lats and the lower traps, the rear delts as I can. Slight pause at the top of every rep. Oh yeah. Shaggy ass hair. Yeah, you gotta be careful training chest and back on the same day. Obviously, like, you're stressing both sides of the shoulder and the elbow joints, doing a bunch of pressing and a lot of pulling. But that's why I have my split set up the way that I do. I have about 4 or 5 days between every iteration that I train my upper body and every iteration that I train my lower body, which is a little bit overkill. But I found through my powerlifting, like when it came to my squats especially, because I could load those heavy as shit, the recovery, if I was trying to lift heavy like that 2 times in the same week, always caused me lower back problems. That kind of axial loading, but same thing for the pressing and stuff. Trying to press heavy 2 times a week, my body just wasn't recovering, and I went to 1 heavy lower body a week, 1 heavy upper body a week, and then more bodybuilding volume accessories in the other 2 workouts for the week. So I was only heavily loading my lower body and my upper body once a week. My numbers started blowing up again. But with this, not being nearly as intense as far as the strength progression goes, mostly just base of strength and then a lot of hypertrophy accessories, I can push the heavier training more frequently and the lower body training more frequently just because it's not nearly as intense. But you just still gotta watch your shoulders and your elbows, and you're stressing both sides of the joint on a regular basis. But I have enough of a gap to be able to fully recover between those upper body workouts where I'm stressing my shoulders and my elbows to that degree, so it doesn't affect my recovery. But if you're someone who trains upper body like 3 times a week though, you gotta watch that if you're trying to do your upper back accessories on the same day as your pressing motions and your chest, shoulders, and tricep movements. So, you know, if you're someone who gets in the gym super frequently, maybe consider having a whole day dedicated to your back separate from your chest and shoulder training. All right, another one. You kind of notice for all of these accessory movements that I do, I follow a 3-1-0-0 tempo. So 3, 2, 1, 1, 0, 0, and then rinse and repeat. So 30 seconds on the way down, brief 1 second pause, 0 on the way down, 0 at the bottom. It's just a really good general tempo to abide by. You're gonna apply across the board. The biggest thing is just, the biggest thing, you don't have to over fixate on what tempo for what movement kind of deal. The biggest thing is you just want to control the eccentric, slight pause at the full stretch of the movement to kind of kill the stretch reflex. It's also just a little safer, but gives you a brief moment to really get the full stretch out of the movement. And then you come down as hard as you can with good technique. Not much of a reason to pause at the fully flexed position of the movement. So those are the 4 stages. Eccentric, pause at full stretch, those are the 4 phases. Is eccentric, slow on the way down, pause at full stretch at the bottom of the movement, and the eccentric? Concentric, fucking hell. But yeah, that's kind of the tempo that we're looking for, is slow eccentric, about 3 seconds is good. Brief pause at the bottom at the full stretch of the movement. 0 on the concentric, where we're actually flexing the target muscles. And then no pause at the peak contraction. Some movements might be advisable to actually pause at the top to really squeeze the muscle. Like bicep curls, great example. Calf raises is a great example. Those muscles that have super short ranges of motion. Those kind of movements, adduction machines, pausing at the peak contraction can kind of make sure that you're getting the full working range of motion out of those muscles, versus like if you're just doing bicep curls and you're just banging them out really quick and you're only going through like that partial range of motion, versus really squeezing the hell out of it and giving yourself just that extra bit of working range of motion. Be a great tip for those kind of movements. Another absolutely kick-ass machine. I don't think there's a brand name on this one actually, but one of the best constructed seated lateral fly machines I've ever come across. You can use it facing forward, facing backwards, but I do these, like what I do for work is I basically carry a gun all day in security. And I was getting to a point where like the extensors in my forearms from all the shooting and carrying equipment and the hands-on work and stuff, it's getting to the point where like anything that had any kind of load that would pull down on my arm and require my extensors to work was just giving me the worst elbow tendonitis. So I stuffed these in for a good while. So that way I can basically just do a dumbbell lateral fly, but without the load on my forearms and on my wrist. So I don't even use the handles on these. So they're just kind of shooting my way into the machine. And then hands down by my side, like you're holding a pair of dumbbells, and then reach out, not up. We're reaching out to the side. Keep a slightly elevated chest position while doing these, but fast on the way out, control on the way down. I kind of keep my lats flared. They're gonna leverage off of and get the stretch through my shoulders a little bit better. But yeah, I fucking love this machine though. You notice I'm not letting myself shrug up while I do these. I'm reaching out to the side to keep all the rotation at the shoulders the best I can. Oh. I'm gonna die internally a little bit. We're towards the end of the workout here. We're doing shoulder flies and tricep pushdowns, two very isolation type of movements. So I'll superset these two together just to make the workout go a little bit quicker. People like to claim supersetting resistance training stuff is for like endurance purposes. I just use it as a time saver. If you need to train your cardio, train your endurance, go do fucking cardio. But step out of their way. Oh la la. Ow. Yeah, whenever I'm doing tricep pushdowns though, I always like to use one of the longer handles. I find like the traditional rope handles, especially for like the full range of motion, those handles, since they don't spread nearly as much, they kind of force you to stay in front of your body and you kind of turn it into like a flared tricep pushdown, which is okay. But I'm trying to feel these more in like the long head, so I'm kind of reverse curling up to my face, letting my upper arms roll forward just a little bit, kind of like a rolling tricep extension. We're not keeping it solely at the forearms, so I kind of let my elbows roll forward just a little bit. So tricep crosses over the back of the shoulder. It does have a slight roll and the arm extension, humeral extension. So I get just a little bit of a elbow roll forward, and then I kick down and then back out to my hips to kind of exaggerate that flex of the tricep. So a nice wide handle like this, it's great for those. This is a great sign of a good gym is when they have a dedicated posing room with really good fucking lighting. Doesn't do my wheel speak any favors, but who cares? I'm here for the pump more than anything. The front delt veins actually coming back too. Hell yeah. So over the past couple of years, I fell out of lifting really hard when I moved out of Texas, but I put on a lot, back on a lot of the size that I had during that time. Once I finished competing in powerlifting, I was pursuing bodybuilding for a short time, and you know, life kind of got in the way, to say the least. But I've gotten back a good amount of that size. I'm walking around like 230 roughly, but I was like a lean 245, 250 for a good while. Not nearly back up to that level, especially like the size of my legs. But I have filled out a lot of the upper chest and shoulder size that I lost some time ago. So I also regained a lot of the like ab and oblique definition that I had. Oh, my favorite pose, that side chest. I've definitely gained a lot more of the size back in my upper back. Probably one of my favorite like muscle groups aesthetically. Have like the kind of turtle shell look going, like the wings with the lats. I don't know, man. It's just fun being muscular. You carry yourself a lot differently. I don't know. I gotta talk about like, all guys, well, everyone who lifts definitely knows what it can do for your confidence, but there's just something about knowing that you're in a vehicle that can operate on a higher function than if you were to not do this kind of stuff. For me, it's always been kind of that thing that's kept me out of my lowest lows. Don't get me wrong, I've had some lows, but it's always been that one constant in my life from a really young age where every time I look in the mirror, see myself, it's like, I know I at least got something going for me that a lot of people don't have. This can be a really cool thing. It's just one of the few things in life that absolutely no one can give you. And every bit of it is just gonna be a product of the work and the time that you put into it. There's something very rewarding about it. A little further back here. And the cramps come in. Yeah. Good time to call it a day. I think that's gonna do it for today though. Been here for about an hour and a half at this point, and it's pushing about 9:30, 10 p.m. and I gotta be up at 4 a.m. for work. So I'm gonna try to do these on a regular basis, one every week or so, and chop these up into clips to post on the social medias. But if you enjoyed watching this, learned something useful from it, you know, comment down below something you'd like to see in future workouts, whatever I can do to help you guys out, and just share the story, share the passion. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like it, share it with a friend, and see you guys in the next video. That's also worth mentioning too. If you guys enjoy following along this kind of stuff, I'm going to be releasing a follow-along program. Basically just give you guys access to the program that I follow. I coach myself. I coach a good chunk of clients for anything from powerlifting to general strength training to fitness to bodybuilding, and coaching people for 10 years. So I'm gonna offer a free follow-along program to give you guys an in-depth look at how I approach things for myself. Maybe you can study off of it, use it to develop some tips and tricks for yourself, to develop a workout regimen for yourself. But let's give you a look at how I treat the training, my nutrition, my recovery, my mobility. Basically just the stuff that I practice for myself that's got me to this point and keeps me in the shape that I am in. You know? Yeah, so keep an eye out for that.